Hello everyone, Seraphin here. Welcome back for more Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. When I last left you guys, we just finished up chapter 21, moving on as always to chapter 22, which is called Solo, and I don't quite know why. But we'll talk about that in a second. So we've successfully cleared out the capital of Dayan, that being Navasa. We've overcome many hardships, according to the narration here. But King Ashnard is not here. He's still in Crimea, apparently, and apparently when he took it over, he just never left. So now we have to go all the way back to Crimea to go find him and beat his butt. And apparently they took the best of their army with them, so the guys that we've been slogging through this whole time have just been kind of pushovers. So Ike's not thrilled because A, we gotta go slogging back through a bunch more Dayan soldiers, and B, someone that he thought he trusted betrayed him, and it's not cool. And also this really powerful arcane object of immense power has been stolen. So, you know, life's good. Life's great. Totally fine. Also, I love how this castle looks, even though I know it's not remotely realistic looking. I just can't help it. Now we have reinforcements from Benyan. And we didn't hear anything about it, so let's see who we got. There can be no doubt of their authenticity. Well, we'll see. Ooh, General Zelgius is here. There's no mistaking him. Who is this General Zelgius fellow? Here he is! I beg your pardon. I am Zelgius, Earl of Kettle. I've been dispatched from Begnion with a battalion to support your army. Now, it sucks because in Path of Radiance here, Zelgius here does make an appearance, but it's kind of minor and he's kind of overlooked. Because he's not here very long, but in the sequel to this, whoa, is he way more prominent, and I love General Zelgius, he's so cool. Duke Persis has returned home, so Duke Sephirin is back home, and he has managed to dispatch further aid for our guys in the form of Zelgius and his primarily huge, massive army, I'm sure. So Zelgius here is absolutely amazing, and I wish we got more interaction with him in this game, but sadly we'll have to wait until the sequel to see more of him, apart from the little brief interlude that he has with Ike right here. So Begnion has officially allied itself with Crimea, and Zelgius is now under Ike's command. Isn't that wonderful? I'm ordered to help in any way possible. So Zelgius obviously a far more seasoned commander than Ike, and he's like, well, I tell you what, if you don't have any orders, then I'll just tell my guys to do whatever we should do. Because he would know better than Ike. Hard to believe they would go to all this trouble. Things are looking up, yeah, except you've got a massive army still to plow through. Princess is really happy. And Soren is being his usual miserable self. Oh look, Soren's upset. Who knew? Crimean army is not the crux of Dane's defeat. This war means nothing. So what he's saying is that I'll let him explain it, I guess. If these reinforcements are responsible for defeating Dayan, what do you think will happen? The victory will belong to Begnion, not Crimea. And that means that Crimea will be rebuilt however Begnion sees fit, and Princess Ilinsia will be a figurehead. So what he's saying is that Crimea has to be the ones to actually overthrow King Ashnard and retake their own country. Be swept under a rug somewhere. Yeah, well, I mean, surely the Apostle will never do such a thing. Well, you don't know. I mean, that's how politics works. Must we always search for ulterior motives? Well, duh. Remember what happened with Nasir? You know, as blunt and as pessimistic as Soren is, I have to sympathize and agree with him a lot. Which is really unfortunate because I don't want to like what he's saying, but he's not wrong. Ike's like, I'll think about it. We'll talk about it later. Speaking of, we got a battle report. MVP Oscar? Alright, I mean, I'll take that. And we got a new ally in Toronio. Everyone performed exceedingly well. Well, not everybody. Some people got put to sleep. Some people were napping on the job while we were trying to take down an entire castle full of people. Anyway, moving on. Let's see what Youth has to say, whoever Youth is. Oh, it's George. If there's an... Now, here's the funny thing. This is another, like, foreshadowing situation where George and Daniel are doing their little war game, and they come and ask Ike about strategies for their game, that, like, situations that perp up, and it just so happens to apply to the upcoming battle, even though they don't tell you that explicitly. What he's saying here is, if there's an enemy in my way, but I don't want to kill them, what should I do? It's all your fault. It was just one hint. He's smart. Oh, pff, you saying you're not smart? I hardly ever win anymore. Instead, don't you try some real combat? He's a blacksmith. He probably could. We don't know anything about fighting, but you can make swords? Like, you've got to be in good shape. Let's learn how to use a sword, dude. Everything's war, 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 and there's no place for us. All we can do is play this game. I'll just go lose again. So Ike's saying if there's someone in the way you don't want to kill him, just shove him out of the way. And that's exactly what you do. Yep. And yeah, that's going to be important in this upcoming chapter. We'll talk about that in a little bit here. Sorry for being so irritable. Ike, you're always irritable. And what does Soth have to say? Probably something to the effect of boring stuff. I don't know. So Soth apparently has been looking for somebody. That's why we found him stranded on our ship way back when. Turned over every rock in Begnia, but didn't find the person I was looking for. Dayan is my homeland. Oh, that's cool. Lived in the slums of the capital and stole for a living. Interesting. Wild stomping grounds. They've got nowhere else to go. Yeah, it's like they're stuck in a giant castle. They're all mad that Crimea won. All they ever done was complain about the place. You know, a lot of this game, and this is part of why I really like it, is they get down into the reality of what warfare does to countries and like what it does to the common people. Like, it's not all just about, you know, the armies clashing and whoever wins is just, you know, whatever, they win and the soldiers go home and whatever. It's a lot more to it than that. Like, the logistics of it, for one, what actually happens to the citizenry of the countries that are at war, politics, all this other all this behind the scenes stuff that you don't typically hear about. They actually go into that quite in depth in this game, and the sequel too, believe it or not. So it's like, you know, Ashnard really wasn't that bad of a king from our perspective, because I mean, you know, we didn't do so bad under him, even though he was even though he's a giant turd waffle. But so it's just like, I'm sorry what happened to Crimea, but you know, that's just how I feel. Anyway. We can do Boyd and Mist B support. I don't see any reason not to do that. Mist is looking for Ike. So is Boyd. You know where Ike is. Nope. Maybe I should just give up and find someone else. You need a training partner? Here. Fight with this tiny 14-year-old girl. Who's like half your size. I'm sure that'll be perfect. I want to prove that you're no match for me. It's better than hitting a scarecrow with a stick. Yep, totally. Yeah, you're Grail's daughter, I know. I actually like Mist as a character quite a bit. I know she's like the typical, oh, I'm this frail, poor little girl, healer lady, but she's actually a lot more powerful on the inside. She's actually halfway decent as a unit if you train her. Why are you blushing? Aw, someone's got a crush. Aren't we gonna train? No, apparently not. He's got something else on his mind. Alright, so... Oh, I got Mist in Guild A. Okay, I thought I didn't. Never mind, doesn't matter. Could Marcia and Tanith? Who cares? I'm not using either of them. That's not true. I'm using Marcia, but not Tanith. Alright, I think we're good on equipment. Never mind. Jill needs a new axe. Could just sell this one, but I'm just gonna dump it off real quick. Yeah, let's go ahead and get her a new axe. Steel axe for Jill. Thank you. Oh, this got lots of silver weapons in this particular shopping situation. Should I just sell the Dauntless? I'm not using it. I need a new iron axe for Boyd as well. I think what I'll do is just sell this garbage off camera so you don't have to sit through the monotony of me going through a giant shopping spree. Which I'm sure would be positively enthralling for most of you. I mean, yeah, we've got all this extra sweet stuff on Soth here. I got a Thoron, right? I think Ilyana can make use of that, although I'm not sure if she has the... Well, she's not quite there yet. Needs A for that, right? Yeah, she does. That's alright. We'll hang on to it anyway. I was hoping I had a Siege Tome, but I broke that bolting already, which was silly of me, because I could have made decent use of it this coming chapter, but we will have to do something a little bit different. Now we have all of Taronio's equipment, which is fine, because we're not using him. I'm going to give Tornado to Soren, even though we can't use it just yet. Kieran's not using any of his stuff, because we're not using him anymore, and we're not using Gatry either. I could give that Night Ward to Nephany? Ooh, a Meteor Tome, sweet, except nobody can use it except her. I don't think anybody can use it except her anyway. What's her magic like? 19? You know what, maybe we will bring Kal-El just because she can use that Meteor Tome, and that might come in handy for reasons that I will explain momentarily. She can't use staves, because for some silly reason they gave her knives. I don't know why the heck they did that. Alright, we're going to give that Night Ward to Nephany, since we're not making use of it on Gatry any longer. And I'm going to give Mist... I don't think she needs the Recover Staff so much. Physic will keep, but I would like to get a weapon on her. Can she use anything? I'll have to forge her a weapon, probably. I wouldn't mind having her, giving her the ability to at least hit people. Let's go ahead and forge Mist a sword, why don't we? So she already has D rank, which means we can make her a steel weapon. And we'll just max out all the stats here. Her skill's not great, so... Her strength's also not impressive. No, she's got at least, what, 10? We can save a little bit of money. No, we'll just go all the way down because I got... What the heck ever, I got the money, right? And we'll max out the crit too, why the heck not? Yeah, screw it, we got plenty of money. Alright. It's a lot of money for one sword, but... And what should we call this thing? You know, I've been reading a book series lately. Whoops. That is not how you spell that. Because that's in all capital letters. And if anybody knows what this is, then I applaud you. We're gonna go ahead and give that to Mist, and we're gonna make it white. Because that sounds cool. Think like glowing, angelic, and white. Alright. Now then, I think we're good to go. I wouldn't mind a different sword for Marcia, coincidentally, but nah, she'll be alright. Alright, let's get out of here then. Actually, one more thing. Let's go ahead and give Soren a... or not Soren, Soth a regular old knife, so he doesn't waste that stiletto anymore. Alright, so this is going to be an interesting chapter. It's not difficult per se, it's just kind of annoying. I'll show you when we get there. So Zelgius is going to stand watch over the capital with his retinue of troops, and we're just going to move out on our own without him. So he's leaving Zelgius in charge of defending the capital from any resistance fighters. Zelgius is like, we will compromise. For a rigid general, you're awfully flexible, and Zelgius understands that adapting to changes is important for a soldier. He's such a cool dude. I'm actually really looking forward to Raiding Dawn when we can see more of his character. This is the place Nasir mentioned, Palmani Temple. Let's go see what we're after. He let the dragon girl get away, but I'm sure he had his reasons. So the only people that Mist showed the medallion to were Titania, the princess, and Nasir. Let's take a look at this temple. Now who's this chump? Schaefer? He got a really weird bump on his head, or a scar or something. So now we've arrived at the temple and we want to look around, but these apparently are not nice guys. Oh, they're mercenaries. Gotcha. And this must be the priest of the temple. Bat dung? Shouldn't it be guano? I don't know. 10 or so, including the women. We can take care of this on our own. Be like stealing a baby from a cradle. Why in the world would you do that? You best not whisper a word about us being here, or else... Oh, that's really cool. Like, that's the... What is that, onomatopoeia for that? And then he just does it louder. We've got all the other priests under our control. Unless you want them to meet the goddess early, do as you're told. So, what we're looking at here is effectively a hostage situation. Here we are, Palmani Shrine, or Temple. I thought it was a temple. Apparently, it's just called a shrine. This is a very large room. Are you all right? It's a trap! Admiral Akbar's here, everybody. And who are these chumps? Warriors, eh? Thought something like this might happen. Did you really? I mean, you didn't really give any indication that you assumed it was a trap until after it was sprung. None of you are getting out of here alive. Well, it's funny that you say that. We just fought our way to the Dane capital. You're not even going to slow us down. Who said it was going to be a fair fight? Yeah, you're absolutely right. Bring out the others. So, yeah, we have a bunch of priests on the board here, as you can see. And the mercenaries are using them as human shields. You don't want them purdy robes of yours to turn red, you'll attack these scum. Jeez. We cannot allow our brothers to die, so you're going to attack innocent people instead? I mean, I can see the quandary there, but... These priests are made to fight against their will. We've got to try and save as many of them as possible. So that's actually, obviously, a side objective. So, let's see. We're going to bring the usual crew. In fact, I think we're pretty much good to go as it is, although I only get 11 people. Do I strictly need to bring Kal-El? Let's take a look. So, this map is not especially big. In fact, it's actually kind of small. There's these little side rooms with lots of treasure in them that we're going to try to take advantage of as best we can. And there are a handful, most of these guys are just regular rank-and-file priests. They just have heal staves, or they don't have anything at all. So they can't actually attack you, which is nice, but they're just in your way, and they don't move. And the purpose, by the way you get around them is by shoving them, which is exactly what Ike explained to George in the interlude there. A couple of them have status staves, the bishop's in the back here. This guy has a silent staff, which is annoying. This guy also has a silent staff. And then the priest we were talking to in the cutscene, this guy here, actually has a light tome. So, and he does attack with it. I don't know why, but he will attack you. Even though he's not supposed to, but he will. As for that, I think the only other things to worry about are there's a physics staff user here that will heal the enemies. There's 2 more bishops here with light tomes. They're not particularly threatening. It's like 13 damage total, which if you guys have halfway decent resistance won't matter, but you gotta be careful because your enemy, or your units rather, will counterattack if they are shot at and are capable of doing it, and these guys don't care. The goal of this, it's like an unsung goal. You can actually go through this and mow through the priests if you want. You'd be a horrible person if you did, but you could do it. If you manage to keep all the priests alive, however, you get a boatload of free bonus experience, so we're going to try to do that as best we can. It's not as hard as it seems. There's this jerk here with a bolting tome. Hey, he drops it. Maybe if I can get to that guy quick enough, I can snatch the thing up. And then we can use that, because all you need to do is defeat the boss, by the way, to end the chapter. So if you just hit this guy with bolting from a distance, you can wreck him in a single hit, or in a single turn, rather. Get your free killer weapon, and the turn's over. You don't have to worry about pushing through all these bad guys. Yeah, you're missing out on a little bit of experience from the promoted enemies in the back, but I think the bonus experience you gain from doing the chapter regularly, it makes up for that. So, that being said, we're going to go through and do this side of the map with treasure first, so Soth's going to have to be in a position to grab all that stuff. It's about as close as he's going to get. And we're just going to try to make it so we can run up there and defeat that bolting mage as quick as possible and then get the heck out of dodge. It might be a little bit tricky, but we will see how it goes. I'm going to put Mist in the back here, actually. And then Nephany will be up front. I think we're good to go with this team. I'm wondering if I should bring Soren. I don't think it's necessary, strictly speaking. You know what? We'll just stick with this, what we got here. Alright, so I'm hoping this won't take too long, but I say that every time and it never ends up working out that way, so... Alright, first things first. How do we get to this guy? He's reasonably far away. I think if we take out this fighter in the front, we can get to him after the fact. Problem with Jill is her strength isn't what it should be, so... Let's see if she can Hellswath. Oh, look at that. Hellswath does the job. Hopefully she'll avoid the poison from that Venom Axe as well. That'd be nice. I don't like the idea of her taking a bolting if she doesn't have to. It's like a really cool looking green axe, isn't it? Alright, so that guy is down. And then these priests won't attack her, they don't have any weapons. I think Marcia can make it up here and take out the bolting guy. The only issue is we gotta be careful. We need to trade away whatever weapon she uses to attack this guy. Otherwise, she'll retaliate against the bishop, and she will kill him, which we do not want. But I think we can get Rayson into position to move up and have somebody trade with her. Actually, what's her movement range? She's got 1 to spare. That's good. So we will take out the bolting mage and get ourselves another bolting tome, which is nice to replace the one that I broke all that time ago. And we can potentially just have Ilyana use that and take out the boss. It should be pretty quick. That's the hope. We'll see if it actually works out that way. Alright, that is a bolting tome. We're full. I don't need the heavy spear. We'll send that back to the convoy. We put Marcia here. I'm going to have... Let's see. Is Rayson in any danger if I move him up here? No, I don't think he is. So we'll have him dance for Jill, actually. By dance, I of course mean chant and sing a bird song. Because he doesn't actually dance, he's a burb. That would be silly. I'm gonna get him back, though, because I think these other archers might be in range. Oh, yeah, they are. Okay, well, I can move him out of the way. That's fine. So I'm gonna trade with Marcia and get her to take off that short spear that she's using. I'll take the bolting, actually, too. We can go give that to Ilyana. And then we're going to move Jill back here. The archers are still in... Oh, that guy's... They both have longbows? I see. That's the only reason they can hit race him. So we need to go pick him up. Or move him out of the way, or something. I think that's what they do here. Yeah, they're both in range. Okay, so... We gotta be careful because these guys can move through the priests. But we cannot. In fact, we should probably deal with that first. So why don't I send Oscar this way to keep that warrior from going after Rayson. Hand-axe doesn't quite do the job, but that's fine. We don't need to actually worry about him killing him, we just need to hold him off. And then the rest of the crew can go left with Soth and loot some treasure. I'm not concerned about the silent stave guys in the background because there's only 2 people with magic they can even worry about even hitting, and they're not going to. Mist and Ilyana have much too high of resistance for that. I think we'll actually park Oscar right here. That should be good enough. Yeah, we're good. So what I'm going to do, actually, is move up Mist. Alright. Sorry. I don't know why I'm making a joke of that. Anyway, we're going to go over here, and I'm actually going to have Boyd... No, maybe I should have Ike do it. Yeah, we'll have Ike shove this priest out of the way since he can't actually reach anybody else. There's an enemy thief right here. We gotta take care of him, too. I didn't even bother to look at this one over here. I didn't even notice. Wow, we need to pay the heck more attention. Silly, silly me. Alright, so we're gonna have... I forgot to give him a freaking ranged weapon. What am I, stupid? Don't answer that. Let's go with a javelin for the mage here. That should be good enough. And I did equip that Night Ward on Nephany, right? I seem to recall that I did. Gives her a nice little boost to defense and resistance. I could put it on Oscar or Astrid or somebody too, but I kind of like it on Nephany. Gives her extra speed growth, not that she needs it. And she didn't even get a point. I'm pretty sure her speed growth's like 80% right now, and she still didn't even get a point in it. But she did get strength and defense, which I'm very happy about. Alright, we're going to send in Ilyana next, take out the Myrmidon here. The power of thunder magic compels all of us. By the way, don't let me forget about rescuing Rayson. I need to do that before the turn's over. Unnecessary critical hit. Thank you, madam. I very much appreciate your diligence in critting things that you don't need to crit. Level up for Ilyana. Speed and magic would be great. Or neither. That's even better. No, I'm just kidding. It's not better at all. Skill's never a bad thing, though. I need to give her, like, an adept scroll or something. That is a swordmaster. Let's deal with him with Astrid. I think that seems like the best course of action here. Zephyr bow or killer bow? There's an enemy sniper in there and another swordmaster. I think we go killer bow. That should be good enough. By the way, Astrid is doubling a swordmaster. Just wanted to point that out. And as you all know, if you spin your weapons, they do triple damage before you attack with them. Something to keep in mind the next time you're in a sword fight or at an archery range, just spin your weapon. Makes it way more powerful. That's totally how it works, right? Everything I've learned from Fire Emblem is that spinning your weapons makes them stronger. So if it's not true, I'm going to be really upset. Alright, I think we just put Soth right in front here. Because he's not going to get hit by anything. You know what I'm actually going to do? This is going to sound weird, but we're going to shove Soth. And that way we can move him up here and move the priest out of the way. Actually, no, I'm not... Oh, Soth isn't bulky enough to move the priest. 9 build? Are you kidding me? That's insane. Alright, whatever. We'll just fight and kill this thief then, I guess. I don't need him in my way. Get some thief-on-thief action going here. He can't even hit me, let alone hurt me, and I just kind of smack him in the face. A dagger, eh? Alright, and then finally we have Mist. We need her to pick up Rayson. And get him the heck out of dodge. Of course, that guy goes for... Oh, jeez. I must have just put her in range, too. But, thankfully, Mist knows how to dodge. And that guy's still too slow to double her. Perfect. And then, of course, that stupid bishop's going to attack Marcia for no reason. What did she ever do to you, pal? I think her resistance is plenty high enough to absorb a hit from that tome. Yeah, it's not a problem. Those longbow archers are going to be shooting at Marcia, but I gave her the full guard, so they will not do any extra damage to her. And then we can just have Jill and Marcia move in and mop them up on our next turn. Oh, now she's poisoned. I didn't bring a restore staff either. I honestly didn't think I'd need it. Strength, okay. I mean, I'll take it. Strength on a Pegasus Knight is never a wasted effort. And those longbows shouldn't do anything. Did you just hear an armor noise? Is that like the armor on the legs of the horse there making that clunking noise? Because she's certainly not heavy enough to warrant that. Yeah, it's got to be the armor on the horse legs there. That's pretty cool. I reuse the sound effect for that. I didn't realize that until just now. Oscar's got a hand axe. A slight disadvantage here. I would like it if he procced Soul, maybe. Apparently Armor Slayer's not as heavy as it looks. Is that other fighter gonna move? No, apparently not. Okay, well, that's fine. Now Marcia is poisoned, which is wonderful. And we'll go ahead and let Boyd finish this chucklehead off. The only unfortunate thing is I can't use Race in this turn because I picked him up last time, but small price to pay for not getting him killed, I think. Alright, so Jill's gonna fly in here and take out the sniper. I think she's more than capable of doing that. I really need her to get more strength. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that at least once or twice already, but she needs more strength. I might just give her one of my precious energy drops. I just got another one last turn, so now's not an awful time to do that. Alright, we'll move her back a little bit, and Marcia can take out one of these longbows with her sword, It's a really cool looking blue sword. I like blue. I don't know if I've mentioned that. Blue's my favorite color. It's very nice. I like green and silver a lot too, but blue's my blue's gotta be my favorite. I mean, blue's everybody's favorite color, right? Blue's just the best color. I'm pretty sure that's like a pretty well-advised, well-known fact, rather. Move this priest out of the way so Soth can get it to this juicy treasure chest. There's a swordmaster and a sniper in here, neither of which I'm too fond of dealing with. Let's have Ilyana deal with the sniper, I think. Yeah, that should do. And then because that priest is in the way, the swordmaster won't be able to get to her. I'm sure that bishop in the back is going to try to silence her. Don't think that will work the way that he wants it to, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. And Astrid's not quite close enough to reach the swordmaster, but I'm going to go ahead and put her in range anyway with her axe. And she should be able to handle this guy. That's a long sword. Crap. So he's going to do 26 damage to her. She'll take 10. That's not bad. She can handle that. I didn't even look to see what weapons they had. Silly, silly me. I'm going to go ahead and move Nephany over this way to deal with the rest of this crew. Oh, if I was just a little bit closer, I could have picked up Rayson. That's alright. Alright, Oscar, I need you to deal with this Myrmidon real quick. I don't trust you landing a hit with an axe, so we're just going to have to use the trusty rusty lance here. Hey, a soul proc. That should fully heal him. Nicely done, sir. Always good when your activated skills work when you want them to. It's kind of rare that that happens. And then as for Mist... What does this guy have? A steel axe? I'm just gonna leave Mist right here, I think. And we'll drop Rayson right there. Yeah, that guy can't hit her. Can't hit Rayson, so we're just gonna put Mist right here. Let's see how this enemy turn goes. Silly longsword guy is going for my flying beat stick. You know, maybe I won't waste the bolting tool. Maybe I'll just push the priests aside and get to the guys in the back. That boss has a killer bow and a killer axe. They're both nice to have, but... So if this guy crits, I'm in a bad way, but he did not. Okay, that did a lot more than 10, didn't it? Must have miscalculated. Oh, weapon triangle advantage did 11, didn't it? But we take... Once again, we're doubling Swordmasters with Astrid, which is ridiculous. And she beat him with an axe, no less. More speed. Perfect. Cannot complain about more speed. And a free chest key. Nice. I really could just move Soth over to a different area instead of keeping him here. Oh, that's a Tiger Lagoose. Yikes. Well, we will deal with these newfound reinforcements next turn. And by next turn, I of course mean next episode, because we're going to call it for right now, but I will pick up the remainder of this chapter next time. So thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it. Feel free to leave a like and or a comment if you are so inclined. And also, feel free to subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I would very much appreciate any or all of those things. So until next time, this has been Seraphin. Stay classy, internets.